You've already overshared.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
He came in and he said he was sweaty, and then he asked me how he looked.
Yeah.
So, don't be insecure. Come on.
Okay,
Get
I'll
on
try.
it.
I'll try.
Come on.
Great to have you back in Australia.
It's great to be here.
I sat in a room here speaking to Sarah Snook 10 years ago.
Oh, lovely Sarah. She's brilliant, isn't she?
That was one of your great movies.
From the glossy pages of fashion magazines to the front line of war, Kate transforms into Lee Miller, the untold story of a powerhouse photographer breaking barriers in more ways than one.
I'm heading to the front. Ready to go?
We don't send women to combat.
Well, that's a problem, because I'm here.
What would you want our audience to know about Lee Miller, the person, and Lee, the film?
I wanted to make this film because Lee has so often been described as the ex-cover girl, former lover, muse of Man Ray. And I just wanted to change that. And what she did in the Second World War, in going to the front line and documenting the voiceless victims of conflict, and not photographing the soldiers and the gunfire and the bloodshed, but really looking at what was happening to those people who were left behind and making sure that their stories were told.
Only non-military access for women.
I just want to do my part. Why should the man get to decide what that is?
Kate also worked closely with Lee's son, Anthony Penrose.
That was an instrumental part of the process too, because as time was going by and I was really gaining his trust, he was sharing things with me that he himself has not written about in the books that he has written about his mother. He didn't discover what his mother had done during the war until after her death in 1977, by which point he was in his 30s, he'd had his first child. He didn't know what his mother had done during the war. She locked it away in the attic and she never spoke of it. And it was when he had his first daughter, Amy, that he was looking for a baby photograph. He went up into the attic to see if he could find any in all of those boxes. And instead he discovered 60,000 negatives and prints of everything that his mother had done during the war, and he had never known.
Is there a challenge in making a film about the Holocaust? Is that just something that you have to tread incredibly carefully with?
I always say that this film isn't about a war, it's about a woman. And we really do stay with that woman, and we see everything through her eyes. So many films have been made that include the Holocaust or are entirely about the Holocaust, and they've been made brilliantly by other people. And it was our job to cover the small section where we walk into Dachau through Lee's eyes, looking at all of her images and really creating the narratives around how she came to be in every single one of those situations in order to document the truth in the way that she did.
I'm going to pivot for my last question. Australia, in the Kate Winslet biopic, how much screen time are we getting, given the importance of this country and New Zealand in your story?
Well, I hope to come back here and work again, I really do. I have absolutely loved the occasions when I've worked in Australia. The Australian crews are fantastic, the Australian actors are just brilliant, and I hope to come back sometime, I really do.
What about Hugh Jackman?
Oh, Hugh, he's so wonderful. He's absolutely terrific. I'd love to work with Hugh again. I did that with him. You do this, and then we did animated voices together for a movie called Flushed Away. But yeah, I do know Hugh. He's completely magnificent, and yeah, I'd love to. Of course, I'd love to work with all these brilliant Australian actors.
We'd have you any time. Great to chat with you, Kate.
Thank you.